Okay, there we go. Good morning, everybody. Dr. Freedom here with you. Time for some interesting Doctor Who news. All right, let's get off with it. Let's get started. Last night were the BAFTA Comrie Awards, and guess who wins for Best Actor in a TV Series? Come on, you know you want to say it. Ncuti Gatwa for Doctor Who. Guess who wins Special Award for Outstanding Contributions to Television? Julie Gardner. Winning. Oh God, I had a Charlie Sheen moment there for a minute. I had a Charlie Sheen moment there for a minute. Oh my God, I gotta watch that. All right. I've been trying to do some writing for you folks who are curious, and like I said, I've just been really just weirded out lately, and I have been working on one project, but you see, the thing is, I'm not going to tell you anything all about it, because one of the big mistakes I usually make is I'll tell someone about a project, and then suddenly I feel, okay, I've told the story, and I feel like I've kind of spoiled it, and I never get back to it. And oh, what? Now they're saying the BAFTA awards for Comrie are rigged? Oh, goodness gracious. There are some award shows that I think are highly dubious, but I don't think the BAFTAs in any way, shape, or form are. Okay, it's, like I said, there's some actors out there in the world that I'm trying to figure out how the hell they won an Academy Award or, an Emmy or anything, but like I said, I usually don't watch Oscars. I usually don't watch any of that anymore. And because it feels like a butt-kissing contest sometimes when you watch these things. But I don't think the BAFTAs... Yeah, it's just amazing to me that, when the show doesn't get awards, all you hear about is, well, Doctor Who didn't win any awards. That means it sucks. Also, there's some people who for some reason think that if they disagree with how the show is going, that the rest of the universe is going along with them. And trust me, I've been there before. I've been one of those guys who was, literally knee deep in the trenches. Enemies are rolling in tanks. I got arterial. Can you tell it's Monday? Artillery going off all around me. And bam, I'm one of the people out there fighting for it. And yet when the show does win awards, now they're saying the awards are rigged. I know. I think, some award programs, I am highly dubious. Like, everyone goes, well, look, I got a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And I'm like, so does Donald Trump. And the only acting contributions he's had are various cameos here and there. The only thing you need to do to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is have the right amount of money. You get approval from a council. You sign on the dotted line, and boom, you're there. But you see, with Batman, I can understand. Batman's like, 80 years old now? Batman's become an established icon, in our culture, just like Superman and other particular, mythic figures. Your comic book heroes. I prefer to think that it's mythic figures. It seems to have a more poetic ring to it, Oh, but all right. Do you have Diddy oil? No. And Diddy oil didn't have Diddy oil either. Diddy had baby oil. A lot of baby oil. 1,000-something bottles. Now that's definite signs of chronic masturbation problems. But okay, Yeah, I didn't watch Joker 2. Mainly because I don't get what all the hype was about Joker 1. I've seen all the same. It took me like twice just to get over halfway through that movie. The second time I gave up because it's all the same tropes I've seen a billion times before. Like I knew right off the bat that the whole story with the lady, the roommate or whatever, it suddenly became the girl. I knew that was all 100% corn-fed bullshit. It's stuff I've already seen. It's become cliche, and I never really got into the whole joke. It's not that I have anything against Joaquin Phoenix. I think the man's a brilliant actor, but Joker just did not work for me. Yeah, I know everyone's been talking about this, the Joker Folie à Deux, or whatever that title is. Not that I have anything against the French. It's just, to me, it was so Lady Gagag's in it, big deal. She somehow walked away with a thing and never having acted before, which I find highly dubious myself. But it's not that she's not a great entertainer. It's just there's been very few. Sorry about that. I actually turned my brights on. No, I was gonna wipe off the windshield. I'm still getting used to. There we go. I got buggy kills on the windshield. Oh, that's gross. And yeah, like I said, I think there's very few folks who can transition well from one media to another, and I think she did okay in American Horror Story, but that was a TV show, and just like I'm still trying to figure out how Courtney Love got an award of any kind. But then again, she must be a great actress because, as far as I'm concerned, she got away with murder. But that's my opinion. Oh, she did win an Oscar. Okay, I didn't know that. Like I said, I don't really pay attention. Yeah, I agree with that statement. The show is so awful, but Ncuti Gatwa wins Best Actor for the series. Well, Julie, I think it was a combination of Doctor Who Plus. Like I said, it was an Outstanding Contributions to Television award. It was a special award, and because she's given so much to that industry between her work at the BBC and then, of course, later on at Bad Wolf Productions. So, like I said, Jodie Whittaker, look at her. She was such a horrible actress, yet she's lining up acting jobs literally, left and right. It's also Lady Gaga's been kissing all the right asses in Hollywood, so you didn't hear me say that. Like I said, there are actors and actresses who do make the transition very well, but there's certain ones who just don't. Like, look at how many movies were wasted before. Here's a prime example: Kathy Ireland. You know, big time supermodel, blah blah blah. But of course, she has the inside track because her mom was Jill Ireland and her dad was Charles Bronson. I don't know if he was biological father or how that all worked, but she was in how many movies so they figured out she can't act. And like I said, I don't have anything against Kathy Ireland personally, but she can't act. Not to save her life. And also Cindy Crawford. Oh God, what the hell were they thinking? She did that one movie, I think it was with Stephen Baldwin, and I can't remember the name of it. It was horrible. And then when they had her trying to sing for that one Charlie ad, oh God, it sounded like, oh, oh God, I'm trying to find something that could be equivalently horrible. We're talking animal with leg caught in a trap screaming would have been a better singing voice. Man, I really don't like to talk about animals being hurt, but it's just. But when Doctor Who does win awards, everybody goes, it's all fake. Well, not all of us, but you know what I mean. It sucks. I can't get into it. But the thing is, I'm not going to disrespect anybody's opinion either. I've become a lot more open as I've gotten older, and I've started to look at things differently. We're all going to have different opinions on things, and it's just best to accept it than try to argue someone into your point. Don't waste your time. That's their point of view. They're going to stick to it. It's because I've been noticing in the comment box some people really don't like the new era. Or my other favorites, the show's been dead since 1989 and it never really came back. And I'm like, how can you say that when you had brilliant performances by Eccleston, Tennant, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, not to mention you had John Hurt come into this thing and yeah, sometimes those time zones could make a difference because the time we had Mark Strickson on, I think he was in New Zealand at the time. And trying to schedule that one around, oh God, I think he was like 16 or 18 hours ahead of us, here in the middle of America. And, I had to do math. And sometimes math hurts, Yeah, Sarah Jane Returns, Sarah Jane Adventures. Now we've had other companions back on the show. That's what I love about another thing. Everybody was always going, "How come we need more, former companions?" Well, I made that same rant myself. I'm just siding with you. And what does Chibnall do right there for the BBC centenary episode of Doctor Who? That's our last performance, by William Russell as Ian Chesterton. And I'm so glad just for those few moments that we got with him. Especially Bernard Cribbins, the fact that we got him, on the show as well. Incredibly talented actor. And of course, we did finally get that one reunion with him and David Tennant as the Doctor. And sadly, that's, the last time. And I could never figure out why you have to learn, geometry in school. It's like, it's a square. It's a circle. Now, unless you're going to go into something far more advanced, physics, what you call it, and all that, and you have to calculate, orbital trajectories and shit. But, if you're going to go into that line, fine. But algebra was one I always had fun with. Then I got into physics. They tried to teach us. I tried to learn technical calculus, and because I had that in college, but that was carry the one. 30-something years ago, we'll say, and but I was just really, really happy to see Shooty win an award. I still think Peter Capaldi was robbed repeatedly. Especially, sure, the Zygon inversion may not have been the best, episodes of Doctor Who in the universe, but that speech that he gave at the end of Zygon inversion, I watch people to this day on reaction channels. When he goes into that speech, tears in their eyes by the end of that episode. Tears in their eyes. To this day, even I still get a tear in my eye when I listen to that speech. It was so brilliantly done, that scene. And right there, he should have won an award. Hands down. I don't know why he didn't. But what can you do? It's the world we live in, and I'm just glad that, the show is still here. It's still doing very well. We're coming into next year will be its 20th year since it returned. And that's hard to comprehend because I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't think Yeah, Rosa was a good episode except for the villain. Oh, God. The villain was terrible. I'm sorry, it's just, there were so many ways even I could have written that better. Yeah, Crisco, that's what I was thinking. I had his name memorized for the longest time because, Crisco, I always thought Crisco because he was an oily guy. But all right, yeah, the villain was awful. The story was brilliant. The message was brilliant. The acting was brilliant, except for, of course, the entire subplot with the villain was just terrible. I still love the episode Rosa, and the fact that right there, Doctor Who did something I never, ever in a billion years thought they would do, and that was go to America, particularly during that time era, that time period, because they're still saying Elvis is alive. Guys, let me give you a tip. When Lisa Marie Presley married Michael Jackson, if that didn't bring him back out of the shadow, nothing did. That pretty much convinced me that the whole thing was dead. Because and you find out later some of the details of what actually went on with all that, and right there, if the king was still alive, he'd have been on CNN that night or on whatever was press or news media was saying, no, I don't approve. It's not a racial thing. It just seems to me like they didn't get together out of love or wanting a relationship. It seemed to me like a PR move. Because I know people were casting doubt on Michael Jackson at the time. Lisa Marie, though I heard she's a good singer, I don't know. I've never heard her sing. Was out there trying to get into the music industry, and like I said, it just seemed to me like that whole marriage was arranged to try to shovel some things under the rug. That's what Well, folks, I just looked at the time, and I keep trying to remember this clock here is a couple minutes behind on the car, so I have got to get running. So, once again, Ncuti Gatwa wins Best Actor for the BAFTA Cymru Awards. Julie Gardner wins a special award for outstanding contributions to television. And once again, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And here we go. So take care, everyone. Be kind, be calm, be safe. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. And we'll see you all on the flip side. Take care, everyone.